Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm MadeUpTeacher and I'm so glad you're here to join me today. I have some new content for you. Today I'll be featuring a makeup tutorial with some more lower end brand makeup. I'm so glad you're here to join me. The main reason for me making this video is just because a lot of times when I talk to co-workers, friends, people that I meet about makeup, their biggest concern is the price and they think that they have to invest in their higher end brands. But today I decided to do a low end makeup tutorial so that you can see that you can get a really nice look and you don't always have to spend $1,000,000. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much. Alright guys, so we're going to first start with the primer. I'm using the e.l.f. Illuminating Face Primer. You can pick this up at your local Target, at your local Walgreens. It's in a lot of drugstores now, and it's really cheap. I believe it costs about $6. It may be cheaper than that, but I think it's $6. And you're just going to rub this all over your face. I decided to go back in here because I just have some really big pores and texture in those areas. So I decided to go back in and add a little bit more just to make sure I get a nice, even, smooth surface. Alright, next I'm going to grab my Real Techniques blender. I love this blender, and my Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless in the color 355 Coconut Foundation. I really love this foundation. It's a great drugstore foundation, and I consider it a dupe for the NARS foundation. Like, the coverage is really good, and it doesn't take a lot of product. So I'm going to put it on my hand just to warm up the product. I find like when I put it on my hand, it gets a better even spread because the heat from your body kind of makes it a little more buildable. So you're just going to go in and put this all over your face. I usually start in my cheeks and then work my way out. Um, this is like a medium coverage foundation, but you can build it up to a full coverage by adding more product. I just really love this product. The price is great, and the way it works, the finish it gives you is awesome. And just for you, those of you that didn't know, I am combination oily, so I usually look for very matte products. Next, we're going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in 30. And I just shook the bottle a little bit because I'm getting down to like the last bit. So I wanted to make sure I got some on my doe foot applicator. And then I'm just going to go under the eyes and highlight the under eye area and then pull that up a little bit. This is a great product because it comes with the applicator, so you don't need a brush. And what I'm doing on this side, I'm going to do on the other side, but I didn't record both sides since I figured you see it once. It's the same thing on the other side. So the next product I'm going to use is the Black Radiance Concealer Stick in 8003 to contour my nose and just do my all over contour. So I start with my nose, I do the little deep space under my nose, and then I use my finger to find my cheekbone, and then I go under that and put my contour lines in. I also contour around the top parts of my head and my forehead, and sometimes I'll connect the lines and other times I won't. This just helps me get a bearing for like if I have my lines in the right space. And then I did a contour under my lip, which I don't really need, but I figure I'd try it out today. And then I'm going to use that Real Technique sponge again to blend, blend, blend. Alright, so I'm going to go back in with my Maybelline concealer and just go under the area where I did my contour just to brighten up the bottom and make that contour pop out a bit more. I really like this concealer. It's one of my favorite drugstore brands. It's kind of comparable to the NARS Radiant Creamy. I think they're a really great dupes to one another. Let me know down in the comment box if there's any drugstore concealers that you really like. I'm always looking to try new things. Alright, so next I'm going to use my Contour and Power from Sleek. And this was the highlight contour kit they had a while ago. Sleek is another really good brand that I haven't seen a lot about on YouTube, but it's really cheap. It's made in the UK, I believe, and the prices are really great and they're very pigmented products. So I'm just going to go over all the places that I put the contour cream on with the contour powder. I'm going to get a smaller, more precise brush to do my nose contour with. And I'm grabbing my buffing brush now, and that look on my face that you'll see is I dropped the filling that I use for my cups, the decorative filling that I use for my brush cups on the counter when I picked up that brush. And I'm just going to go in and buff all of my contour to make sure that that blends out really well. For my Benign cream, I have it in a different container just because I use that when I travel. I started out with a brush, but the powder wasn't applying as quickly as I would like it to. So you're going to see I'm going to switch back over to my sponge. And I find that, again, the corners and the way that the sponge is shaped makes it very quick and easy to get all the product I want where I want it very quickly. But also when I need to get more precise, I can just turn it over to the pointed end. So that's what I really like about this sponge. Alright, now that I put all that powder on, I'm just going to go back in with my buffing brush and buff it off. I didn't want it to bake too long because I wasn't planning on wearing this for a long time. So as soon as I finished applying it, I just went right in and buffed off all the excess powder. Next, I'm using my MAC Dark Deepest to just set over my whole face to make sure all the powders blend, so my highlight and my contour blend together, and it seems like one nice smooth transition. And then I grabbed some Vaseline because this is a drugstore tutorial and I didn't know what else to use as a primer. So let's get started on the eyes. I'm just using that concealer again to set as my primer for my eyes, especially because I picked a color before that I really like, and when I went to wash it off, there was still a little bit of residue left on there. So I want to make sure this look went off flawlessly and went in with a base. So for eyeshadow, I'm using Porter, the Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop. I'm going to just use that on my lid. ColourPop is online, so it's not sold in drugstores, but I figured I'd use this in this tutorial just because they're so inexpensive, but they're such a great product. Like the color payoff, as you see in this video, is really great. Next, I'm going to use Central Perk, the Super Shock Shadow from ColourPop in my crease. And the ColourPop formula is very interesting. It almost has like a wet kind of consistency. Imagine if powder shadow was in like a clay form, if that makes sense. Next, I'm going to go in with a black eyeliner. I'm not sure what the brand of it is because it kind of worn off since I've had it for so long. But I'm going to line my waterline, and then I'm going to also line the tight line on the top. So I'm using the Silk Seam Super Slim eyeliner from L'Oreal to do my wing liner. And one of the greatest tips I learned was to just take your time and not try to do the whole line at once. Do it piece by piece and then connect the lines to get that perfect liner. For blush, I'm going back to that sleek blush palette, and I'm going to use the color Pumpkin Pie, which is this orange. For a highlighter, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Gold Bar, which is a fan favorite. Everybody loves this, and I see why, because of the price and the color payoff, and it's so cheap for a highlighter. To think you can get such a good highlighter in a drugstore is ridiculous. I'm going to go in and highlight my cheekbones, and then the bottom of my nose, and as well as the bridge of my nose. For lip liner, I'm using the Jordana Easy Liner for lips in the color Coco Loco. I discovered this because I was looking for a dupe for the MAC Chestnut. And this isn't a dupe, but I think it's a great brown to have in your collection. And it's only about $2.50, and I picked it up from Walgreens. For lipstick, I went in first with LAX from the ColourPop Ultra Matte line. I thought that was a little too dark, so I wanted to lighten it up. So I went in with Lumiere 2 from the Kathleen Lights collection that she created for ColourPop. And then I grabbed a brush just to blend it out because it looked a little harsh. After I touch that up, you're going to see in a little bit, I'm going to go back in with LAX just to darken the outline because the Lumiere made it too bright pink for me. Next, I'm going to take my sponge, and that's a blending sponge from Ulta, just to go back in with my highlight to make it a little stronger and make sure it stays natural looking. Finally, I'm going to my brows, and this is the one place I kind of cheated because I didn't have a drugstore favorite. So I'm going in with my dip brow from MAC, and I'm going to go in and outline my eyebrow and fill in that outline. Oops, made a mistake, but it's okay. Next, I'm going back in with my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and an angled brush from Eco Tools. What I did is I just took the brush and rub it against the doe foot applicator from the Fit Me Concealer in order to pick up my product. And I'm going to go under and clean up my edges. I was struggling a little bit with my eyebrows in this video just because they needed to be done. I'm going to go back in with my Ulta brand sponge and clean up the edges. And now I'm using Ardell Demi Wispies. I'm using the Duo Brush On Glue just because I find that's easier for my eyelash application. Everybody has a different preference, but I have seen that I've had an easier time using the brush. Next, I'm going to use my eyelash curler from H&M to curl my lashes, and they have really low price beauty supplies. Then I'm going to use this mascara from e.l.f. and I loved it because it had a tip, kind of like the brush tip on the Givenchy mascara with the ball at the end, and it's great for getting into those really small lashes. I like to use this to blend my lashes together. And then finally, I'm using the primer water from Smashbox because again, I ran out of my NYX setting spray. And then we're just going to pull the clips out of my hair. Fix my hair a little bit now that my look is done. Let me know what some of your favorite low-end or drugstore products are down in the comment box below. Alright guys, this is my finished look. I hope you enjoyed. If you really like this video, don't forget to thumbs up before you leave, and I'll see you next time. Peace.